Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Oh, it was you, Codsworth. I thought there was a cow next to me. Welcome back to some Fallout 4. Picking up where we left off, we cleared out the Correga assembly plant last time. So now we're going to turn in our quest and rebuild. I say rebuild. We're not going to do a huge amount here, but we're going to rebuild Tenpines Bluff.
Hey
and
there.
we're actually going to go right from scratch. So you're going to see me take everything apart and everything.
I'm looking for trouble, I hope.
Because like I said, this isn't a huge location. There isn't a huge amount to do.
Yeah, I kicked their asses for you.
No kidding? That's the best piece of news we've had around here for a good long time. So we've been talking. We decided if you came through for us, we'd join up with the Minutemen again. If we want things to get better, we've got to start helping each other. So, we're in. You can count on us if you need help down the line. Thanks again, friend.
Huh, look, it's one of them fancy robots.
Alright. I did not know that he had that conversation with people. Alright, so we got these two. We're going to head back to Sanctuary real quick. And no, I couldn't have done this before. I needed to get access to the workshop because I need to speak to our second random settler that we got and send her to Tenpines Bluff as a provisioner. Come on now. Fly line, Tenpines, confirm.
Mr. John,
Yeah, let's just check the map, show supply lines, and we're good. Alright then. Okay. So now we can use all of our resources that we have back in Sanctuary, which is pretty much all of our resources over here. Alright. So now, it is time to take this place apart. So now, like I said, this location I really dislike. I was tempted just once we got control of it, just to take the two settlers that you get here and send them to Sanctuary or something, but we'll leave it as a small little, it's basically a little farm. I mean, I don't really plan on sending too many, or anybody really here or anything. It is a good location to keep in the back of your mind though, because one of the traveling merchants, Cricket, I think? No, he's got one of those things where he has like the nickname and then his name. Whatever. We'll find him at some point. He is here quite a bit.
too bad.
So like I said, just like in Abernathy Farm, the mattresses that are in here and this entire shed can't be taken down is very unfortunate because it's a shitty shed. It takes up a good central portion, and even if you block the entrance to this place, like you can't move them or nothing. And even if you block the entrance to this place, when you fast travel here, if it's the right time of day for them to be like getting out of bed or something, they'll still spawn in the shack and then just not be able to leave if you block it. Which, like I said, is really dumb because you have this little house over here, which I know we already shot the rad roaches that are there, but I'm hoping that they're still gone. Yes, okay. And like there's a mattress here, but we can scrap that one, thankfully. But yeah, this is going to be more or less our big project, if you even want to call it that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this place has, I want to say only 2 attack points. One of them is over here, like on these rocks. And the other one is over near where we spawn in. I'm not going to worry about setting up defenses today. After I'm done recording, I'll look up to make sure I know where the spawn points are, and then just set up a couple of turrets probably. But we'll see how long this goes for. Maybe I will set up some. Alright. So I do plan on leaving this as a farm. Because here's the thing, right? If you look at the top, you see people, food, water, power, etc., right? Now, the one that says food is a little misleading. Because if you have a supply line connected to settlements, their food will actually carry over. So, like, let's say we have this place, right? It has 2 settlers. It's producing 8 food right now, right? So obviously they're producing more food than they need. And if you, and let's say we had a couple of settlers over at Sunshine Tidings, which we don't right now. And if we didn't have either of them assigned to be a farmer, and it was producing no food, but we had a supply line set up with this place, it would then count it as being a part of it. But if you went to there, it would still show, like, you see how our defense is in the red right now. That's because we technically have no defenses here. And, well, I guess not technically. We just don't have any defenses here right now. And that's fine, because like I said, we'll set some up eventually. Oh, I'm not even looking at the fucking... Just a little bit further back. Or maybe I'm not quite as lined up as I thought. Yeah, so it is snappy now, at least. And I was just too close to it. Alright. But yeah, it would still count. And even if we went there, it would show 0 food. But I don't... This is the part I may be wrong on. I don't think that it would show as red. Like, I don't think that it would turn it red. Because it would still count... Because it would count the food from being produced from here as still feeding that settlement. Which is nice. It is a good feature because it makes sense. It also allows people to obviously do exactly like we're doing, where we have a settlement that, you know, produces more food than it needs, and then that frees us up later to have settlements where we don't have farmers in that. Like when we get to this place sucks. It needs to be on, like, at least somewhat level ground, I do believe, in order for this to work. Like when we, yeah, like there'll be some locations later where we won't have anybody farm. I don't think it took a specific map, but maybe. Why is it connected to the wall? Never had this much trouble with it before. You know what? This is flat enough, and it should be far enough away that it shouldn't matter. But yeah, it's a good feature. It really helps. Considering the sheer number. Yeah, see that. Okay, I don't know why it fucking magnetized it to my face though. But yeah, due to like the sheer number of settlements that you get in this game, it is insanely useful. Go patch that wall. I feel like I should. Yeah, you know what I will. Will it attach it onto there? No. Okay, well, let's just do this. I'm actually really behind on my recordings this week because I've been sick. Not like bad sick or anything, just like sick enough that, you know, don't feel like recording. Because of that, though, got a lot of Forza Horizon 2 recorded. Not recorded. Not recording that game. It's a racing game. But got a lot of it played. Almost done it. And by almost done, I mean I got, I want to say 1.5 more championships to win. And then I'm just going to say I'm done. Oh, come on, not again. Because if you have never played it, there are 168 championships to win in that game. To go along with that 168 championships, okay, why is it suddenly not letting me place a map over here? Yeah, it's allowed to be there. I need to put this somewhere though where I can see. Each championship, at least as far as I know, all of them seem to have done this anyway, has 4 races tied to it at 6 different locations. It's a good game. It does make it tempting to maybe buy or at least at some point, buy like the newer one. I think they're on 5. I don't know what's wrong with this. I don't know why it's not working. Maybe it has something to do with the way that's going through there. Or the fact that this is kind of crooked. Yeah, as soon as I step up, it's... Well, that's annoying. But yeah, so like, for one, I'm not a car guy, right? Like by any stretch of the imagination, am I a car guy? Not one. So the fact that I have a muscle car and they have a race, see now, it's not going to places it definitely should. And I'm not entirely sure what is causing that. See, like that, it really shouldn't do, probably. Huh. So yeah, like the fact that I have a muscle car and I have a race that requires a muscle car, but then I need a completely separate, different muscle car to race in it, baffles me. And it happens a lot. So like, there's, I want to say 6 locations around the map that are like the hubs where you actually race. Yeah, there's definitely something weird with this wall for some reason. And each location has the same, each location has the same championships, right? Which is one problem that I have with it. I feel like each location should have been like, hey, you go to this location to race this kind of car, you go to this location, you can race this kind of car, you know, stuff like that to give the locations a little bit more depth. But instead, every location has the same set of races. And not only that, even when you pick, now granted, it's possible it just so happened that I was picking similar enough car classes or something, but each location's races are always the same. And the championship just determines which car you can use for them. Okay. Perfect. Although that one's a little bit higher, but whatever. So like I did one set of races in some car, I don't remember. And it seems to be at least somewhat random which location they send you to, because after you complete a championship, you have to do a road trip to a completely different location to do a different championship, which is fine. It's fun the first time you do it because it's like, hey, you drive around the country a little bit, the countryside a little bit, and it's your first introduction to that specific city or location, right? And it's fun. But then when you have to do it in between every road trip, it very quickly becomes, why do I have to do this every time? And it becomes very monotonous. It becomes very blah. But you have to do it. Like, there's no way around it. And it's just super, super. Oh, that's how I was doing that before. Right. I forgot about that. I was putting. I had this, and I was using that to attach the walls to, but it didn't really work all that well, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know why I thought of that. But yeah, you do that in between each thing, which, like I said, the first time you go through it, it's fine because it's a nice little intro to where you're going and everything. But then we have to do it every time, and then every 3 races, or every 3 championships, I think it is, you then have to drive to the center location, which is the Horizon Festival. And then you get like a little cutscene, but the cutscene isn't worth it because the cutscene is just basically the exact same thing. So like every time after you win a championship, it's like, congratulations, you've won a championship. Now win this many more to unlock the finale. And then after every 3 championships you win, you go to the Horizon Festival, which then plays a very short cutscene where it tells you what championships you've won and how many more you need to win to unlock the finale, which just seems kind of pointless to me. Especially since after you get the road trip to the Horizon Festival, so that they can show you this pointless cutscene, you then immediately, without having any races done or anything in between this, you then have to do another road trip to the next location to actually race. So as you can imagine, not great. Is this really the only fucking wooden thing with a door? That's... Ugh. What do we have here? Shack bridge, balcony railing. Got nice little fences, though. I mean, look at these. They're not like... Well, maybe not that one. This one looks nice. It's still a little bent wood, but... I mean, it's not bad. I don't know. Do they need a front door? Probably be nice. The barn pieces are probably going to be... I could have just used the barn pieces. They probably would have fit better. They are significantly more lenient with where you can place them in general. Yeah, let's do that. Why am I getting steel first? Whatever. Walls are also a little bit bigger, so should help. But yeah, so like I went to one location, and maybe it's just like I said, maybe I ended up at the same location with similar cars or something too close together. But it's not something that should matter how close together it is, because it's just something that really shouldn't happen in a racing game. You shouldn't be repeating races like that. Because I ended up doing the same 4 races just in a different car. Like really close together. Oh, come on, are you telling me it's not going to work on this side though? I think I can move them for a bit. No? What if I love the snapping, but at the same time, it is such a pain. Actually, let's see. How tall are you? Just anywhere that I can place you. How tall are you? Yeah, see, that's like the perfect size for this. Okay. You're not gonna fucking let me place you, are you? I don't know why it keeps doing that as well. It keeps fucking making itself crooked. But yeah, so I went to the one location. I did the 4 races. I won the championship. I drove to the Horizon Festival or to another place and did another championship. Don't remember. But either way, I ended up back at that location not long afterwards. And motherfucker, it was the exact same 4 races that I had just done. The only difference was I was in a different fucking car. And I remembered the races because there was certain points in the races. In the off-road race, it was fucking... I remembered because it went through the airport and it was the only race in the game up until that point, and since, that I had ever actually been to the airport in a race. And then, yeah, it was... So I ended up doing the exact same race multiple times, like the exact same 4 races. And so I have to assume that the rest, because I mean, some of them are just like races through city streets or cross country. And while everything is very nice, a lot of it, when you're racing through it at 100 miles per hour, it does, you don't have much time to catch the details. And it's not like I'm going to remember each and every turn that in the city that I ever took, Alright. Now, will 2 of these be... Yeah, 2 of these would be too long. So 1 here should be good. Does that look flush enough? Looks flush enough to me. What about from inside? I mean, it looks probably about as good as it's going to get. But yeah, outside of that, I mean, because like I said, 168 championships. It's very much just to pad out the time for the game. Like I don't think anybody could convince me otherwise. That it has more than that to it. You go there so I can maybe get on this side of it. Yeah, and then this isn't gonna want to place. I may have to get a floor thing going here. Plop it down, right? Up. Oh, no. No, I need you to come up out of the ground. Okay. That isn't quite right. That looks good. Now, will you be nice enough? Oh. Alright, that should work. But yeah, my only other real complaint about it, because like I know I'm not very good at racing games, so like the fact that like I find it harder to drift or make turns in that than I do in some other games that I play, because I mean the other games that I play that involve racing are like GTA, Saints Row, ones with obviously less realistic. Like I mean, just looking at, because they let you tune your car as well, so you can like change alignment and all that, and even just looking at that menu hurts my brain because that's how little I know about cars. Like trying to read, like I went under, I think it was alignment or something, and trying to read what altering that stuff did, my brain basically exploded because I was like, I have no, like I had zero idea what any of it could have possibly been. Okay, now is that going to stick out too far? Yes. was afraid of that, but that's fine. But yeah, my only other real complaint about it that has to do with the racing itself is, like I said, I'm not a very good racer. I know I'm not a very good racer. I mean, I very much subscribe to the, oh, there's a wall on a turn. I'm going to use that to make the turn, right? Like, there was one race where I finished it, and, like, at the end of every race, obviously, you know, they have your car drive up. And, it comes in so that you can only see the left side of your car, and then it will turn, right? And then the only thing you can see is the right side of your car. So as it... Oh, fuck off. I really hate this corner in particular, because it does... Like, I don't know why they couldn't extend that corner just a little bit. So, you know, like, I have all... I want to say I have one of the assist things turned on. I don't remember what it is, though. It's not something... I don't know. I have, like, the auto braking, the map, or, like, the pathing... The pathing or whatever that they give you, and the, like... That, like, tells you when you should be braking or how fast you should be going, whatnot, right? I have all that turned off. I have the auto braking turned off. I have pretty much anything that would basically have the game drive for you, I have turned off, right? And then they have... So, and then I have it on the easiest difficulty. Because, like I said, I'm not a good racer. I'm not going to pretend to be. I'm not racing against other people. I have no one to impress with this, right? So, I'm racing. Oh, right, but I can't really put a roof on because the distance between them, or between everything, is so janky. Guess I could do that. So that looks good, but, you know, it technically works. Yeah, that looks horrid. I really wish that these walls were lined up properly, at the very least. I mean... But yeah, so doing the races and that, I do pretty good. Like, usually, once again, their drivers are on the easiest difficulty. So I finish a race and they're usually at like 93, 94% done or so, in general. And then we get to off-road races. Now, off-road races, I win by the skin of my teeth. Like, I cannot, for the life of me, figure out how I can win a street race and be 10% or whatever, however you want to judge it, like 10, 20 seconds, which is a lot in a race, ahead of them. But then I do an off-road race, and I win by like milliseconds, like barely fucking scrape by with the victory. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I can't find any real cause for it. Like, nope, that's not attached to the piece I needed it attached to. There we go. Okay, now you clip onto there, even though I know you're not going to, because this stupid wall is in the way. This whole part's gonna be me trying to fucking put a roof on this fucking house. Damn it. Guess I can try and adjust this, but I need to pull that fucking fucking in the ground so I can see you. In the ground. In the ground. Thank you. No, stop it. Stop it. But yeah, and I have no idea what is causing this. Like, what causes it? Like, in the street races, I'll get ahead of them, let's say within a few turns, right? I'll usually end up in the lead. And then we'll hit a point, or not, like, we'll hit a point where I'm in the lead. Like, I'm ahead of them, and I'm gonna be staying ahead of them, right? You know what? If it's fucking lined up. It's not, though, so, yeah. But yeah, I'll get ahead of them fairly quickly in a street race. Not have to worry about it, right? Did the fucking thing where it turned again? God damn it. Stop turning when I'm not. Just for me picking you up. I don't know why I can't get it near, like, when I put it over here, I got it right flush up against it, and now it won't fucking let me at all. No, stop. But then yeah, I go into a street race, or no street race, an off-road race, right? And I can barely get ahead of them. As soon as the race starts, they're fucking gone. Like they take off. Well, to be fair, they all have better starting than me. I don't know if it's something I'm doing wrong, or if it's just like a feature of the game where they start out ahead of you, so that you can at least feel like you're passing them. Like, I don't know. Yeah, there's something wrong with this side of the fucking house. Because, like, as soon as I get even a little close to it, it just shuts it down. And it's like, no, you're not allowed to build there for some reason. And I have no idea why this side of the house is such a fucking asshole. And you're not helping. Quick placement, that actually wasn't bad. But yeah, I don't know what is up with that. I don't know why. And it doesn't matter like what kind of race it is, right? Like the exotic, like the supercars, the fucking hatchbacks, the muscle cars, any of them. I do amazingly for on easy, mind you, but still first place by a large degree. And then as soon as I hit that, finally I got fed up with it because I know that I'm not going to get all of the achievements in the game because, well, there's online achievements, and since it's Forza Horizon 2 and they're on number 5 now, as you can imagine, the servers have long since shut down. Why is it so fucking crooked? Better? I mean, it's definitely closer on this stuff. No, you're not. You're just not going to. Oh. How is that? That's probably about the same it was before I started fucking fiddling with everything, if not even worse. What are the odds of that? Because it's... What are the odds I can do this and have it actually work out for me? 0 by the looks of it. That way, no. Oh. Oh, come on. I see you turning blue there. Give me that little bit of blue. Oh. How's that look? Oh my god, look how far away it is, though. Like, fuck, why? My god. Whatever. Fucking done with this nonsense. It's actually almost lined up perfectly. Alright, well, whatever. There we go. Finally. More or less house complete. But yeah, I just can't figure out why they're so much harder on off-road races than they are in every other race. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. We're only going to put a single bed in here because, as I said, those two jackasses won't move out of their little shithole that they got there. We'll put the bed over away from the window, I guess. Not that it really matters with how many holes are in this place, but let's move it a little bit away from the wall, shall we? And then speaking of walls, we'll get one of our wooden walls that we put in storage. I think, oh no, that's right, I did scrap them all. Well, whatever. And we'll make a nice little divider here. And we'll move it closer to the bed because I can't judge distance apparently. I should put the bed on the other wall and put this over on this side. So that they get a little privacy while they sleep. I say they like those two are actually going to move in here. If they were, I would need to put two beds because nobody can share a bed in this universe. But yeah, that's more or less what I've been doing. Is just playing Horizon, which is weird because like I did take a little bit of a break and I played a new puzzle game. And it was so good that I can't. Oh, pile them up, stack them up. It's like stack them up, the box piling game, or pile them up, the box stacking game, which does sound better. But either way, I did take a short break to play that, a few days. It was a fun little game. Probably would have been better if I wasn't playing it by myself, but my other Xbox that I actually can play with other people on is touchy and was being a little bitch. So, to be fair, I haven't actually tried to use it in a while, but you know. Okay, let's just get a nice little breakfast nook over here. Put it right by the nice intact window. And by intact, I just mean that I didn't cover it up. We'll get a chair. There we go. Get one there, one on the other side. That. And like that. There we go. Nice little breakfast nook. Traffic light, street light. Where's the oil lanterns? Is that in? No, that's just under decorations, I think, actually. Yeah. Just put a. Kind of, oh, you know what, though, I can do? We'll place that there just so that I have it. Go back to shelf, right? That, alright, sure. Now, the question is, though, yeah, I was going to say, is that shelf big enough for the lantern to fucking sit on? It is not. These wall shelves kind of suck, don't they? What's the difference between those two? I honestly can't tell. I like how I can't put it like here where it makes sense, but I can put it there where the part of it is outside the fucking is like over top of the broken window bit. Whatever. Let's put one here just so that I can see if it can fit on there. It cannot. Alright, good to know. Wall shelves, fucking worthless. Alright, do I got a nice... I mean, I could always throw them down a generator, but... I really want this place to have a more, like that more rustic feel. If I turn it around, will it go back further? Okay. Go. There's no, like, corner shelf, eh? What I wouldn't give for one of the Skyrim corner shelves. Nope, just a bunch of shitty shelves. Alright. And then we'll throw down another table. Put down one of these, though. Metal table. And then we'll give them... I think, yeah, under here. Diamond City Radio. Give them a radio to listen to. Let's see, we got packing containers. And we'll give them it's called a cabinet, but you know they can put clothes in it. I use this a lot because like here we'll even put the welcome mat by the door so people can, you know, wipe their feet off before they come in. Alright. Yeah, there's our nice little house. Now, I think that there's something where, like... Oops. Okay, no, I can. But I obviously don't have very much food. So we'll just leave them. For the moment, anyway, we'll just leave them with potatoes. Because that's what's already planted here. I think I might switch them to just be pure meat fruit. That are caravan. Oh, the caravan's here. Where? Larry, maybe? Is that the guy's name? Because if the caravan guard is here, then the caravan should be here. But I'm not seeing them, which is weird. Anyway, we're going to take this and move it to here. Because that is actually where the caravanners set up shop. We're going to take the grill from their stupid little shack that they shouldn't be living in and put it over here. Boop. I know it's a little ways away from their house, but you know. There isn't like, oh no, because I already got all that gone. So I still don't know why it's not that you built in some places. Yeah, this place would be super nice if it was flatter, but I say that for pretty much every location in this game. If it was a little bit flatter, it would be better. It would be 1,000 times better. Throw the water pump. Yeah, we'll go put that over by the house. I'm gonna put it. Try and line it up with all these fucking broken planks and that, just so that it looks like it's a part of it. Don't know why it would be a part of it, but you know. Sure. Why not? Okay, and then we have the grill there so that it's on, you know, the stone. If they would get rid of the leaves, then, you know, be less of a fire hazard. We got the nice little potato farm here that I'll convert to nut fruit at some point. But I need to go back to Sanctuary and actually harvest that myself because they don't harvest food all that often. And then the only other thing we have to worry about is defenses. So if we throw down some turrets, we should be good. Now the main draw of this place is obviously the meat fruit. We'll throw a turret up here. And then turn it so that it faces away from the farm. Over a bit, there we go. We'll throw a turret down here. Perfect. What was that? Another concrete to get. Throw a turret down here. Because like I said, I think that maybe the location's down there. I don't know. We'll plop one down here, maybe. I feel like once it's there, they're already kind of close. Probably not be a bad idea to put it at least a little bit behind the walls that are here. Unfortunately, I would need to put something on the ground for the most part, but I could put one here so that, but then the way it turns, it probably wouldn't get too much for firing. There and there in case they, well, I don't know if they can, yeah, if they spawn over there, that'll get them. Let's move you over here so you're a little bit further away. And then we'll put one at this corner of the house. And one there. Alright. That should be fine. With that amount of defense, it shouldn't get attacked very often because the chances of a settlement getting attacked, it takes into account how much food, water, and I think power gets factored into it as well, is being produced. It puts that against the amount of defense that it has, and the higher your defense is compared to the production stats, the less likely it is that a settlement will be attacked. Now, that percentage chance of it being attacked can only go down so far. I think it can go down to like 1% or something, but obviously once you get like 100 settlements, that is 101% chances of something being attacked. So once we get much later in the game and a bunch of settlements built up, it will very much come into play more, and we'll probably have to leave. But I think, and we'll probably have to like constantly be coming back to it, defending places. But I think that's pretty good. Next part, depending on how I'm feeling, we'll either continue clearing locations. I don't actually know where we would go next. We'll go talk to Preston and see if maybe he has, and see where he sends us next. And if it's somewhere close by, maybe we'll just go and do that, since doing those will also clear places. Otherwise, because I know the further south you go, the stronger things get. I don't know how, and I know the further east you go, obviously, the further away you go from Sanctuary, basically, the stronger things get. Now, the game itself warns you about heading south. But I don't know how much more dangerous south is than east. But we'll see. We'll either continue clearing that out, or next time could possibly be another building things where we build up Sunshine Tidings. I'm not 100% yet. But that'll be it for this part. Thanks everybody for watching. And I will see you next time on Wednesday for more.